People must be delusional to think that Russia would care this much about a movie franchise. What's up, everybody? Today I'm here to talk again about Star Wars The Last Jedi. Now, I have something very interesting to talk about. There is an article on a Hollywood Reporter. First, we find out that Kathleen Kennedy is actually staying for 3 more years, which I said I don't have a problem with because 3 years, it's not a lot of times to get a lot of projects going, if you think about it. So whatever, she's probably just going to finish episode 9 and those TV shows, and that's pretty much it. The article is actually titled Star Wars The Last Jedi, Negative Buzz Amplified by Russian Trolls Study Finds. And this is beyond ridiculous in my opinion, okay? And the article starts, an academic paper finds that half of criticism aimed at director Rian Johnson was politically motivated. To me, this is absurd because Disney, Lucasfilm, Rian Johnson, Kathleen Kennedy, whatever, they cannot fathom the fact that they made a terrible product, okay? And they cannot even understand why are their fans so mad, or they're just pretending not to, okay? First of all, we have these horrible attacks on the fans, that people that didn't like the film are racist, are misogynist, are this, and that, okay? Forget about the women that actually didn't like the film, or the diverse people that actually didn't like the film, because it does not fit within the lore of Star Wars, okay? You basically took a crap all over legacy characters, but that's all good, okay? It's all politicized, okay? We made a great product. And this is what irritates me the most, because they're not even listening to anyone's criticism, because Disney could do no wrong, because there's no movie that Disney would put out there that people would despise at this level. We all know, you and I, if you have been around YouTube, okay, there's plenty of evidence out there of the amount of people that put videos explaining the reasons why they don't like The Last Jedi, okay? If you do a little bit of research, you can go around YouTube and you'll find many videos of very, very extensive essays and reasons why people actually didn't like this film. You will see that people are not actually complaining about the amount of women or about the diversity, but they're saying that this movie does not make sense. Luke Skywalker's completely out of character, completely destroyed and made fun of a legacy character. There also emphasis on new characters without even build up or story arc. It's just whatever. I am sick of having to discuss the reasons why I think this movie is horrible, okay? And I totally respect people that like the film. I don't have a problem with people that like the film. I honestly don't. If you like the film, great for you. That's not what I'm discussing here. But what makes me really mad is the fact that the people that didn't like the film are not even being heard, okay? There's no way to have these people listen to criticism. Rian Johnson is a clown, and he's desperate, so desperate, that this backlash, so-called backlash, is non-existent, that he's retweeting this article and talking, oh my God, I'm gonna be reading this paper, and victimizing himself, saying the experience that I have online, it confirms it. Seriously, Rian Johnson, you're such a clown. You're the one attacking the fans and calling everyone man babies here and there, right? Or am I wrong? Not long ago, I made a video where he was attacking Mike Zero, make fun of him. Also, not long ago, he was putting tweeters calling people man babies and blah, blah, blah. And now the Russians are the ones that, they're actually Russian bots, guys. Russian bots are the ones that, what is it saying here? That amplified the negative effect of The Last Jedi. Seriously, guys, wow, the level of desperation here is beyond me, honestly. And you know what? I don't even doubt that Rian Johnson might be behind it all, even this paper, because again, he's desperate. He is desperate to prove people wrong, okay? There is no way people didn't like my movie. Oh my God. And we all know he wanted to create a polarizing film, okay? There's videos of him out there saying he loves this kind of two extremes. How can you believe that Russian would be that invested in a movie franchise, okay? And this whole politicized, and that's why I hate politics and I don't like talking about politics, okay? I'm not involved with politics. I have never been here talking left, talking right. I don't like this movie. This movie is terrible and this movie sucks. period. We know that George Lucas never hidden the fact that there was politics involved in Star Wars, okay? However, those politics made sense within the world. What people are complaining, and what I complained as well, is that in the new movie, they did bring politics, okay? Rich versus poor and war. Oh my God, how people are horrible and we have to treat animals. But no, about slave kids, who cares, right? Let's just save animals. Because that's the kind of, that's what we should do. We should care more about animals than humans. Even though I love animals myself. But yes, all this crap all over the film. Whatever. But this is my point, okay? Yes, George Lucas did not deny the fact that Star Wars was indeed very political. There was politics in there, but it made sense within the universe, and it didn't sacrifice the story because of politics. But the problem with the new movie is that they did not care about legacy characters. They did not care about the lore. They cared about a certain political message shoved on people's face, and that's why a lot of people had problem with it, because you don't go to Star Wars to be reminded of terrible things that are happening in the world. You go to Star Wars to watch a Star Wars film, to go to a galaxy far, far away, to see lightsaber fights, to be inspired by Luke Skywalker or any other character that would, do an inspiring thing. But then they get a character that was good, okay? Because you cannot tell me Luke Skywalker wasn't good. They get a character that was good, that inspired good, a character that would be a good role model for men out there, and they destroy the character because the male are villains, okay? You cannot trust the male. And that's the problem. That is the problem. And that is what irritates me the most, because they don't get it. No matter how much you talk about it, no matter how much you explain, they are never going to get it, okay? They are never going to get it. Now, these bunch of clowns at Lucasfilm destroyed the biggest IP, okay? They divided the fans. And now, regardless of the numbers, there is still no acknowledgement of criticism, of division amongst the fans. It's like none of this is in existence. Seriously, people. I think that these people think that the fans are a bunch of morons, okay? I believe that they were so shocked that the fans actually rebuked this film, that's why they're coming out with all these articles and all these things and blah, blah, blah. They have this notion that Star Wars fanatics would just take whatever. This is proof that Star Wars fans want quality films. That's what people have been asking for. Again, I've already said it many, many times. I am on YouTube talking about entertainment because I'm not interested in politics or having fights with left and right. I don't care about any of that. I care about good movies. I care about things that would actually take me out of this terrible reality we live nowadays. And that's the reason why a lot of people watch films. Now, I'm sick of all of this and these excuses, okay? Because again, it's very sad what happened to Star Wars. And now how can you have any hope? Why do you think fans are going out of their way to create fan films, to do re-edits and do all these things? Because they love the universe. People have always loved Star Wars. Star Wars has always been dear to people's heart. And these clowns, got a hold of this and pretty much destroyed. And thanks to Kathleen Kennedy for allowing it. Okay, she started off very strong, and I thought that everything was going to be successful. But then she allowed The Last Jedi. Again, this woman, I already said that she is a great producer. Her name has been one of my favorite franchises. But as a producer, I'm not going to take her credit out of that. Some people, because they are mad at her, they do want to take her credit. I'm not going to give credit where credit is due. She is indeed a good, great producer, very powerful woman in Hollywood, but she's terrible when it comes to creative aspects of things, because we can totally see what happened to The Last Jedi when her creativity is involved. She allowed this movie to completely destroy the lore. She allowed this movie to be extremely agenda driven. She allowed this movie to destroy legacy characters just for the sake of whatever, because she doesn't care. All she cares about her message. And that's my only problem with Kathleen Kennedy, okay? And we all know that this extension doesn't mean anything, Bob Iger already said that they're not going to be making films, or at least right now there's nothing announced. 3 years is not a lot of time if you think about production and putting films out there. So perhaps this will indeed be her last 3 years. Whatever, it doesn't matter anymore. But I'm just so sick of all these clowns and all these crap and all these articles and all these excuses and excuses. I've already said if something is good, it does not need explaining. It does not need anyone shoving in your face. Oh my God, guys, The Last Jedi is a great film. Please believe that. People are not going to believe that. They're not going to change their minds. And now they keep pushing these articles out there to pretend that everything is fine. Listen, the fans are no idiots, okay? You can't not tell us that Russian bots are the one that manipulated. Okay, so Russian bots, the Russians now manipulated the box office failure that was Solo, a Star Wars stories. Are you going to tell me that they had that kind of power as well? Why would they be so invested on a movie franchise to begin with? How does that make any sense? Now, one of the things that people don't get, you cannot force people to feel something. I saw The Last Jedi twice. Once in the theaters, and a second one was a fan edit who asked me to check his edit out. That was the only time I saw this film. And I cannot tell you that it made me feel anything. This is the one movie, one Star Wars film that actually the feeling I got about it was disgust, okay? I was grossed out about a lot of these movies and shocked. That's the only feeling I can tell. While I go back and watch the original trilogy and I'm inspired, I want to be like those characters. I want to be a better person. The same thing with the prequels. Say whatever you want about the prequels, okay? I still think that he expanded the universe. I didn't think a lot of the cinematic choices could have been done differently. A lot of the dialogue could have been written differently. But I still have a lot of love for those characters. We still have a lot of memes. We talk about them fondly. So whatever. But The Last Jedi did divide the fans. It did create, this horrible atmosphere that only mentioning Star Wars right now is a motive for fights and insults on the internet. And all thanks to you, Kathleen Kennedy. All thanks to you, Lucasfilm and Rian Johnson. So here, congratulations. And right now, with these stupid articles talking about Russian bots, you have got to be kidding me. And I don't understand why Bob Iger so far have not come forth and said anything about Kathleen Kennedy, good or bad, okay? We have not seen. Why can't he just say something, oh, we think The Last Jedi was a great accomplishment. Why? Why? Because they are indeed listening to the criticism. They're just not acknowledging the criticism. Because if they do acknowledge, it's like saying, oh, we did something wrong. And they're never going to do that. So whatever with Lucasfilm and, whatever with all these stupid articles, whatever with Rian Johnson, that clown, he's not going to shut up. Whatever. What else can you